Welcome to Shashwat Office, Pune. This is Mahesh Patil. Now you all people are so much busy in writing piles of papers and giving us for evaluation. In our IW program, what we do, we actually ask you people to come and to write the paper, and we will evaluate. We'll give you all the details and content of the questions, and accordingly you change day by day, and that is what we make you perfect in English and Marathi writing skill. Yesterday I was going through one of our students' answer copy, and I feel like that answer copy should be assessed in front of you so that you will realize what has to be written and what not to be. Basically what you people do, you are very young mind, you are very enthusiastic, you show your so much talent and potential through your writing, but what the crux, what we call it, the crux of the answer is always getting missing. So what crux should be there, what answer should be there, what kind of representation should be there, we'll discuss it. But before that, I just would like to highlight one thing. We all team gone through the all state other examinations also, like UPPSC, that stands for Uttar Pradesh Public Service Commission, again for BPSC, again for Kerala Commission. So what I found generally, that these people, I mean these state services, when they actually print their paper, half of the paper completely consists of their own local issues. Like in Uttar Pradesh, they ask you all the questions with regards to the Uttar Pradesh governance and all the stuffs related to the Uttar Pradesh. So basically now this is the first and foremost attempt for MPSC. So what we are planning, in our test paper, what we have designed is around 4 to 6 questions completely dedicated to Maharashtra only. So we are not much bothered about the Russia and China and India and America. We have much focus on Maharashtra first, then for India, then for regionality, and then for world. So 4 to 6 questions you will find in Shashwat test series completely associated to Maharashtra. Maharashtra economy, Maharashtra society, Maharashtra political aspect, with regards to everything that we find for the whole year in Maharashtra. So now, this is the bill that everybody's talk about, urban naxalism, that the word that we have been listening for the last 6 months, and that is what the bill is regarding. And I think that there should be a question with regards to this bill. This bill, the proposed new bill is Maharashtra Special Public Security Bill that was introduced in December 2024 and that is passed in 2025. On that basis, what I have arranged, I have made a particular question on it and asked my student to write it down. Some of them write it well, some of them actually just messed it up. So they wrote anything, whatever they feel, and that was actually not the crux of the answer. We'll discuss the paper, but before that, I just would like to highlight one thing, and the thing is this bill is associated with GS 1, 2, 3, 4. And what parameter of the syllabus to be covered, that I wrote here over here. Again, that I will tell you one thing, that essay might be there might be a possibility that internal security, with regards to internal security, there would be a question with regards to this bill. So this bill has to be read it well, thoroughly, and also be prepared for this, because the question might be there on this topic. So let's go for the answer page of my students. Now, what she has done over here, we'll understand, and how to be the answer frame and the representation and the orientation should be there. But before that, we'll understand the question. See, when you have the bunch of question paper, like you will get the question paper of 20 questions. So first and foremost thing is to understand the question, bifurcate the question, and understand the requirement, that how many points, how many data, and how many parameters, I mean how many paragraphs should be written. Like as far as this question is concerned, see, this question had 3 parameters. The number 1 parameter says, discuss the Maharashtra Special Public Security Bill 2025, reflect the challenges of maintaining internal security while upholding democratic values in a federal system like India. We'll divide this question first. Now, the first word is discuss. That means you have to discuss. Discuss what? The Maharashtra Special Public Security Bill. This is the first question. So we'll start with discussing what that bill is all about. That's the very first question, and that has to be discussed in a very little while. It should not be goes around pages and pages. It has to be in a particular paragraph. Why? Because we have more questions ahead. If imagine there would have been a single question like discuss the Maharashtra Special Public Security Bill, that's it. We will discuss all the pages about the bill. But see, now he changes to the next sentence, that reflect the challenges of what? Challenges maintaining internal security while upholding the democratic values in federal system. So now second point is challenges. Challenges with regards to what? Internal security. Internal security is now becoming a very crucial aspect for us. As a country and as UPSC and MPSC holder, we should understand each and every part of internal security. So internal security, how this bill, how this bill helps us to maintain the challenges towards internal security. That is the second point. Number 1 point was discussed. And the third was, while upholding the democratic values in federal system like India. So this one is over here. That this point, upholding the democratic values. So the 3 points has to be highlighted over here. So your answer should have 3 parameters. If you want to go for more than 50% or around 50% marks, so you should address all the aspects that have been asked. So now, as a student, when I read the question, I should not go in just hurry. I should bifurcate it and accordingly arrange my ideas in my mind and should be written it well. Now, the first, we will discuss the bill. Second, we'll understand the challenges of internal security, and then whether it is actually upholding the democratic values. And what do you mean by democratic values? That values has to be fit in the bill. If that bill does not fit with the democratic values, it cannot be good for the society as a nation. So now, as we start with the answer, what she has written, the first sentence we'll go through first. This is the intro of hers, and what she wrote. Maharashtra government has made a new bill called Public Security Bill 2025 to control crimes and terrorism. See, this is what the mistake we do. Basically, when we read something superficial, we do not go in detail and deep and to understand the concept like bill and schemes and new laws. So we write anything what we feel. This is absolutely a wrong statement. What statement she has made? The Maharashtra government has made a new bill. First thing has made, instead she should have written introduce a new bill called Public Security Bill 2025 to control crimes. This is absolutely wrong. The bill does not deal with the crimes and terrorism. Yes, terrorism, but what kind of terrorism she did not even mention. See, terrorism, national security comes under list 1 of union, and then public order and police security comes under the state list, that is list number 2. So basically when we talk about the terrorism, it is the external factor, and that comes under central. It does not come under the state. So you should clarify over here what kind of terrorism that bill is talking about. See, bill is talking about the urban naxalism. The terrorism, instead they did not use the word terrorism, they used the word that to maintain the public stability, peace and prosperity of the state, the bill is introduced. So basically this statement is completely wrong. As the evaluator will go through the first sentences of your answer, he will come to realize that you have made some mess up over here and you are not aware about the topic, you are just writing whatever you feel. So this is the wrong thing. Now next, what did she write? Maharashtra is the only state that has passed such public security bill. This bill is passed on 20th July 2025. See, when I was actually going through this paper, when I was assessing this paper, I actually realized that this answer should be discussed with you. Now, there are 2 mistakes. Number 1 is, Maharashtra is the only state. See, Maharashtra is not only state to pass such kind of bill. This is the wrong information. When you go for descriptive pattern, do not go for objectivity, like the date and place and the moment and historical fact. Don't go for objectivity. Go for expression with the content, with the thing that have been in a particular news. Like this is not Maharashtra is the only. You might say Maharashtra is one of the states that has passed such bills. Why one of the? Because other states, including Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, then Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, they also have some such kind of bills. So why you are putting only, extremely? So don't use such extreme words that can make you out of the context. Make it one of the. So this one is wrong. And the biggest mistake was done by her is this bill passed on 20th July 2025. Why? Why you are putting your dates and all the stuff? This is not the objective kind of information that requires, and it does not represent anything. Like it does not represent your idea whether you are actually addressing the question or not. See, this date is wrong. It is actually 10th, but whether it is 10th, 12th or 18th doesn't matter. You might directly write that this bill was passed in 2025. Over. That's it. Even though it is not completely correlate with your question. The question has been asked, discuss the bill. Number 1, that is what are the objectives of the bill, why that bill is passed, what is the motive behind this bill, that is what it is a discussion. And the second is challenges to the internal security. So why you are putting so much unnecessary data, the date and place and year, it is wastage. So if you look at the introduction of her answer, it is actually messed it up. It is irrelevant. and it is ambiguous as well, because if you ask the, if you, if you understand the question, you will realize the bill related question is something different and answer is different. This is what it fails, and that's why we get less marks. Why do we get less marks? Sometimes we feel, I wrote 20 questions, I wrote so many pages, I put it everything, all my efforts for 3 hours, and I got very less marks. Why? Because you wrote it, but you did not address the question, what is actually required. Now see, the second para, what she say, this bill will make Maharashtra more safe and secure. Fine. See, look at the sentence. This bill will make Maharashtra more safe and secure. So do you believe that this Maharashtra, before that bill, the Maharashtra wasn't safe and secure? This is what you would like to convey. So this is the wrong statement. Your statement should not be such universal, like India is the best country, China is not the good country, China is the enemy, this bill make us more. That means till the date, did the administration fail prior government? Did the before this government was, were the leaders of Maharashtra not capable of keeping our Maharashtra state safe and secure? We were secure, we were safe, everything was accurate, but to hardly highlight the unlawful activities. So more safe and secure, instead writing this sentence, we might make it in such an appropriate way, so that it should not be like only the things is happening because of this bill. It will help us. It will help us to safe and secure against illegal activities, against unlawful activities. So that statement should be replaced in a very positive manner. So this one is wrong. But some people are saying that it is against democracy and constitution. See, she is talking about the criticism over here. Now, the first aspect, what demands, is discuss the bill. What is the object of the bill? Did not written. What is the bill about? Bill is all about? Did not written. What bill demands? Did not written. And we directly talking about the criticism that people are saying this bill is not good for the Maharashtra and it is against democracy. What is this? So the flow of writing, flow of thoughts is changing over here. It is like the thoughts arrive in your mind, you put it down. Something came in your mind, you put it down. It should not be happen. The structure of the answer should be in a parallel way, that every point of the question that asked should be addressed. Now, directly jumping to the criticism. Okay, fine. Some people are saying it is against democratic culture or democratic principles. How? Prove it. And what did they say? What fundamental things, or what proof, or what evidence they prove that this bill does not belong to the democratic culture and democratic aspects? So this is just a haphazard way of writing. It is just a way of assuming the theme rather than putting the reality. So don't be assumption, don't be have more assumption. This is again against the structure of the answer. India is a democratic country, so it should be think before making such a strict law. See, this is again the rude way, arrogant way of telling government. You are not suggesting, you are directing the government. See, as a bureaucrat, you should be non-biased. First, second, you should not criticize the government bills. You are part of the government and you are supposed to execute all the plans and order carried out by the central or state government. So how can you say that, this statement, that India is a democratic country? Fine. So it should think before thinking such strict law. But have we ever talked about that bill? No. Have we ever mentioned the challenge of the bill? No. Have you ever, talk about the criticism of the bill? No. You are directly starting from your own way and directing the government that you should not do this. But on what parameter you are telling, you shouldn't mention. You should mention over there. And as a person, you should stop criticizing the government. Yes, it might be like taking into the consideration of all the section of the society, and after the debate, discussion and the recommendation of various committees, then government should go for such strict law or bill. That should be the statement. That statement should be so lenient that the reader also feel like it has some sort of kindness. It has some sort of politeness. It should not be like you are directing. But in these two paragraphs, did we discuss the actual bill? No. Did we talk about the challenges to the internal security? Absolutely not. And have you ever started about the federal structure and federalism between the state and center? No. So what is this? This is just a writing. What I thought, wrote it down. Just a thought, wrote it down. Has no sense, no base, and no crux of the answer. Okay, moving to the next paragraph. This bill is made because there is so much crime in Maharashtra. See, basically, when you are writing in particular language in English or Marathi, be aware about it. The grammar, the structure, and the sentence orientation as well. Now, see, this bill is made for there is. See, this one is a grammatical error. There should be THERE. There is a much crime in Maharashtra. Again, it is just haphazard, just written without any thinking. So whatever you are just getting ideas, putting together without knowing, understanding the crux of the answer. Next, it will give more power to the police and help government to control situation. It is right, but what kind of situation you are talking about? It has to be mentioned over there, like situation of what? That situation which completely against the communal harmony, unity, and that breaks the peace. So why you are just putting just an oral answer like a difficult situation, the conflict, or very dangerous situation? But what kind of situation you are talking about has to be narrated over in detail. So this one is again ambiguous. And when your answer having a vague manner, it cannot be understand, it cannot be decipher the exact meaning what you want to convey. Next, but in democracy such powers are dangerous because they can be misused. That is fine, they can be misused. But on what parameters? On what parameters you are telling that this bill is actually dangerous? It is dangerous, but for what? No reason is mentioned. So that is again illogical. Moving to the next. Like in past also, there were many cases misused. But what kind of cases? See, like in past, there were cases of misuse. There were cases of misuse. Which cases? Elaborate in detail. Give examples. Which cases, which bills, which laws, or which activity that has already been done and that you feel it were dangerous. So exactly reopen it. Give your opinion. Express in detail. So that is again illogical. Moving to the next, with the help of such bill, the government can curb Naxalism activity. See the bill. Actually, we talk about the urban Naxalism, urban Naxalism, or you might say a simple word that again and again repeated in the bill, and the word is itself left wing. That is left extremist. Left extremist. So this word should be replaced rather than this one, because Naxalism is a broad concept, and this bill, this newly passed bill, does not deal with directly to the Naxalism. It talks about Naxalism, but what kind of Naxalism? Urban, where the people or group or individual that funds to the activities or do some activities, write something, give speeches that can harm to the communal harmony. That is what all about. It is not dealing with the Naxalism. See, going through this answer, you will get to understand. See, it is not something just whatever you feel you should write. No, deal with the question. Understand the requirement of the question. Next one is, also this bill may disturb the rights of the citizen, because opponents are saying that it is threat to their fundamental rights. This is absolutely a good point. This one is correct. This is the first point I feel like it is a correct. But here is one mistake. See, opponents are saying, why are you becoming so political? Why you talk about the ruling party and opponents? Be non-biased person. Instead saying opponents are ruling party, say central government. Opponent, say critique. Say some sort of people, including artists, writer, intellectuals, or intellectual hub, are criticizing the bill. Instead putting these political words. So this one is correct. Basically, if you read the fundamentals of the bill, you will understand, without interfering the judgment or judges or the Supreme Court or any other court of the country, the government directly can seize the property, funds, or ban the organization. So the judicial activism, that is judicial review, is very limited in this bill. So it is actually violates the Article 19, Article 21. As Article 21, you might have heard about that it actually the liberty, right to liberty, right to, the way of living life. So yes, definitely it curbs the fundamental rights. So yes, this is the good point. Number next, there is also an issue that both center and state can make laws, so it may create confusion. Exactly, this one is good. But again there, see, THERE. There is a confusion. Now, the question itself asks us about the fundamental things of federalism. So does that bill meet the federalism aspects? So no, because there is overlapping of the power. You might have heard about the UAPA. UAPA that is Unlawful Activity Prevention Act that we are already talking about. Supreme Court is working on it, giving bail to the certain people who have been already arrested under the Delhi rights. But if the UAPA law is already exist, why does Maharashtra government need more laws, more bills? It's already there. Even newly launched Bharatiya Nyay Sanhita, there are something that there are few provisions in this, both the laws and both the bill, that already exist against unlawful activity, but still Maharashtra requires more bill. Why do we need it? Even it is against the things that individual can have under the Article 19, Article 21. So this point has been covered very nicely. Now next, moving to the next page, people are not happy because maybe in particular, but still some people think that it is important. See, again, it is just playing with the word, just filling the pages. It is again wastage of time and your skills. In conclusion, to maintain the peace and prosperity, such bill is very useful to tackle anti-state activity, as we know that internal security is more important than the external one, and such bill should be implemented properly and the government should not misuse such bill. Okay, blah, 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 that is fine. It decorates that you have just attained the answer, but not understood the crux of the answer. So while going through this paper, what I would like to highlight one thing is understand question, understand the demand of the question, accordingly assign the ideas. Now, the question that I asked is 30-number question in IWP program. So the question itself has 3 parameters. So address these 3. Accordingly, you will get the marks. As I gone through this paper, I would say that this paper lacks crux, content, real understanding, and bill itself. So how many marks can I offer to this? Only 1. 1 or half. Even I would say 1 is more. 1 is more. And how many marks you can get if this is a 10 mark or 50 marks? 50% is a topper. So you can understand the depth that the examiner requires for us. So in IWP, what we do, we actually deal with the writing program, and in this skill program what we do, we give you a particular topic, we give you a particular chapter, subject. Accordingly, we assign our team to collect the information for that topic, to gather the data and give it to you. So we ask you to come, to sit, to write. Then we'll go through the analysis of your answer paper, we assess it, we evaluate it, and then after we have debate, discussion, and the talk with you what went wrong in your paper, and accordingly we do it again and again. So that is what all about IWP. Thank you.